In Backpage, we talk about the expectations that have been put on a young Chinese basketball prospect, Wang Zheling. Since the days of Yao Ming, there really haven't been any local Chinese players that have made an impact that he had. Even with the hype and expectations surrounding Yi Jianlian or Sun Yue, they simply could not follow in the footsteps of Yao. Although Yao was not the first Chinese player in the NBA, he was by far the most successful, making 8 appearances in the NBA's All-Star Game. So after Yi's disappointing NBA career came to a close and Sun Yue never being able to make any sort of impact, the Chinese thought the wait for another star would be far in the future. Little did they know that in 1994 a potential star was born. Wang Zheling, now an 18-year-old boy playing for his hometown Fujian team, has emerged as the next big thing. The 7-foot big man has just started to make a name for himself in China. With Wang making a little bit of noise participating for the under-17 China team, it wasn't until an exhibition game that really caught the eye. Earlier in 2012, Wang was invited to play in the Nike Hoop Summit in Portland, where he played for a World Select team that beat an American side 84-75. And it was in this game where Wang surprised everyone, stringing a performance that bettered anyone else on the floor, scoring 19 points, pulling down 8 rebounds, and blocking 2 shots in only 22 minutes of work. Although he is dubbed the next Yao Ming, they are completely different players. Yao was one of the best low-post players in the game. Wang is a high-post player using his mobility and versatility to get him to the rim. Another thing he lacks in comparison to Yao is his decision-making, as he struggles to make proper reads on the floor. However, Wang and Yao do share one thing in common, and that is their amazing work ethic and taking nothing for granted. Despite seeing his name in headlines for a while now, the 18-year-old understands that hype is one thing, but putting in hours of hard work is more important. Wang previously said, "Since my first game in the CBA, I've learned so much on the court. I've encountered a lot of different defenses on me, and I'm far from consistent now. It's a learning curve, and I still have a lot of players to look up to in the league." If he keeps learning at this rate and matures physically and mentally in the CBA, there is every possibility that Wang could go to the NBA as early as the 2014 draft. So let's check out Sina to see what the public think of their next superstar. At Luke Donald says, "I think Wang Zheling will have a bright future. He is very skilled for a big man, but he should stay in the CBA for another 2 years. Then he will become a weapon of mass destruction." Zhiguo 1920 says, "I have to speak out for Wang Zheling here. Tactically, Fujian needs to involve him more often. If he can get more opportunities, he'll perform much better." Wandering Along the Bank says, "Wang is being often double-teamed and only scoring points from the free throw line. I hope that doesn't affect his growth too much. He's the best inside player in the league. I hope he can go to the NBA and develop, especially physically. I'm looking forward to the next game between him and DJ." Crazy Cold Wolf Chen Xiaohei says, "He's brilliant, but he's also young, so it's important he is in an environment where he doesn't get too much praise. He's an ordinary person. If there is too much praise, he will become arrogant." Harmonious Ha 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 says, "Wang Zheling is awesome. He has a better physique than Yao when Yao was 18 years old, but I don't know how good his basketball IQ is or how lucky he is. I hope he has a good surrounding cast when he goes to the NBA, then he can become a champion." 5-9 says, "I don't think he has any characteristics that stand out. He's not the tallest, nor strongest, nor fastest. Although he is 18 years old and has a lot of potential, he should turn those potentials into abilities first." Hopefully expectations don't become too much of a burden for him, and hope the Chinese public show him patience and give him time to properly develop before heading out on that new exciting adventure. Well, that wraps up our Backpage segment. Next up on the show, we check out why Evergrande's expansion approach will benefit the team in the long run. In the Money, up next.